This video is presented by Western and Southern Financial Group, a game plan for your financial future. Every great team starts with a strong foundation, and your future should too. With life insurance built like a championship roster, Western and Southern helps protect what matters most so you can focus on winning today while planning for tomorrow. Whether you're just starting out your journey, building your dynasty, or ready to retire like a champion, Western and Southern has the right play for your life stage. Visit westernsouthern.com to get your free life insurance quote today. Western and Southern, built to win. Raiders-Texans. Both of us predicted that this game would be like a 25-point blowout. It wasn't.
We were hacked that day.
Now, we weren't wrong.
They hacked the channel.
No, we weren't wrong. We still get a point because we picked the Texans.
Yeah, we get the money line.
Right.
We wouldn't make a whole lot of money.
We picked the Texans, so we still get it. A win's a win. But 23-21, a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. On Houston side of things, cornerback Derek Stingley Jr. with a 90.9 overall grade. Right behind him, edge rusher Danielle Hunter with an 85.8. Wide receiver Nico Collins, a 77.6. Halfback Jawar Jordan with a 76.1. And then rounding things out in the top five, halfback Nick Chubb with a 74.0. C.J. Stroud in this game, a 72.3 overall grade. On Vegas' side of things, offensive guard Dylan Parham had a really good day, a 90.0 overall grade. Halfback Ashton Genty with a breakout day, 81.7. Tight end Brock Bowers is 75.1. Safety Jamal Adams, a 79.8. Edge rusher Malcolm Koonce with a 73.5. And then Geno Smith in this game, a 66.7 overall PFF grade. Dalton, what was your stat that told the story here?
And it was the best that we've seen the Raiders in a while, but this really was the Texans getting away with one.
I agree.
I'll tell you. Think about this. Offensively, they were outscored. It was just the Derek Stingley. They were lucky they got that Derek Stingley pick six on, what was it, the second or third play of the game, or maybe second drive of the game, I think it was actually. But either way, the Derek Stingley pick six put them ahead early, but they got themselves into a dogfight, and it was not pretty offensively, I thought, for the Texans. I know that, Ariante Ursary got hurt late in the game. They didn't have Woody Marks in this game, but it felt like they were sleepwalking through this one on offense. 4.3 yards per play against this defense that it was last in the league in coverage grade and might still be, and just hadn't been very good all year. Max Crosby looked good. I thought Jamal Adams at linebacker, solid. He's been solid all year in a rotational role. Malcolm Koonce with one of his best games of the year. But it also felt like the Raiders, a little bit different philosophy. Felt like I saw more too high coverages from them. We know them as the masters of cover three. It's Pete Carroll's defense, right? But a little more too high, a little more just keeping things in front of them. And it almost seemed like they knew what was coming. I want to go back and probably, later this week take another look at this, because it felt like the Raiders knew where to be at all times, and the Texans' best answer was, well, we have Nico Collins and you don't, which is true. It's great to have Nico Collins, don't get me wrong, top 10 receiver in the league. But it was just the Texans were just not clicking. And it was kind of discouraging just to see after the last 2 or 3 weeks when they had been playing better offensively. I thought last week they were awesome offensively. 3.2 yards per carry, 5.3 yards per pass. They got to be better than this. They got to play the Chargers next week. And the Texans are the one team, even if the Colts lose, that they haven't 100% locked in a playoff spot.
Right.
Don't play like this on offense next week against that Charger defense. You're going to have a serious problem. I'm going to give them a pass, because we haven't seen this version of this Texans offense in a while, kind of this poor version, right, that just doesn't really create much. This was a tough one, and it was kind of hard to explain, and we'll see if that carries over. If it was just a matter of them sleepwalking, like we did with our predictions through it because it's the Raiders, I get it, but well, there's a lot to fix with this Texans offense coming out of this game, and they need to do it in a hurry because they're playing a really good defense next week.
Yeah, I think that the Texans were probably the story here. As much as you want to give the Raiders their credit for keeping it close, the 4.3 yards per play average that the Texans had, I mean, it's got to be so much better than that if you're going to get in the playoffs and make some noise. But that's the fear about this team, right? That you are all defense.
I mean, that's the lowest graded defense in football.
The Raiders are.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying for the Texans, the worry with this team is that it's too much about the fact that they have one of, if not the best defense in the NFL, and then does the offense have enough to supplement it? You would even think, in theory, even with the offensive line being as makeshift and up and down as it's been this year. Now, the big problem with the Texans is that there's not always the ability to stay balanced on offense because their run game is so hot and cold. You know, for as much as Woody Marks has given you points this season, and Jawar Jordan has given you some points this season, and Nick Chubb maybe gives you a little bit, like it's not been a reliable run game. And because of that, I think that you're seeing a lot of inconsistency still in how they're playing offense. And so they've got to get better. They've got to be hotter going into the playoffs, because I think they got the defense to really give some teams some trouble once you get into the AFC playoffs. But this offense has to play so much better than that. My most impressive was Dylan Parham. I thought he was awesome in this game. I was pretty shocked to see just an elite overall grade for him, and that's even I like Dylan Parham a lot. I was a pretty big fan of him when he was coming out of the draft, and so I know he was like a center and a guard. He was playing guard for this game. He's playing left guard for him, and 87.1 pass blocking grade, 84.7 run blocking grade. Just a really good overall day from him. And I went back and I watched tape, and I felt like that backed it up. It's not like he was moving people off the ball with like crazy reps, but he was really solid. He was angling guys away from plays. He was doing what he needed to do. He was maintaining his blocks. And so a really impressive day in both running and pass blocking from Dylan Parham. What about you? You're most impressive.
Is he a Memphis Tiger? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought. I didn't want to cheat it. I was like, I'm pretty sure. I don't know why I was doing the alma mater quiz in my head. I was like, Parham went to Memphis, right? I don't know why I had to get that out. Don't worry about me. Ashton Jeanty, I'll tell you what, I'll go on the Raiders side as well. And I got one first round running back earlier to Marion Hampton. I'm going to do a second one here with Jeanty. 24 carries, 145 yards, 2 touchdowns, including a 60-yard touchdown catch, 11 total missed tackles forced. It was really good to see him just kind of unchained a little bit, with the Raiders blocking at least a little bit better in this game. That's really it's hard for me to give Jeanty a whole lot of demerits this season when this offensive line has been so injured, and I know a lot of people are going to criticize Jeanty himself. I think it is fair to evaluate whether they should have taken a running back that high with the state of their team, but I don't think it's fair to evaluate and criticize Jeanty's talent, considering what he's had around him to deal with this passing game and with this offensive line. But it was really good to see him have a big game against a really good defense.
Everyone's got takes. Numbers have truth. And the truth is, most people are betting with emotion. Sportsbooks feed on it. TikTok gurus sell it. The hype machine runs on it. That's how you lose. PFF is different. You're betting with winning data. The same data trusted by all 32 NFL teams and the sharpest minds in the game. PFF betting tools take every prop, every matchup, every angle, and run them through our custom models. Built on the best football data in the world. What comes back is your edge. Simple, sharp, and built to win. Want to go deeper? PFF puts a pro-level analytics department in your hands, giving you the same insights teams use to find every advantage. Build your game plan with matchup analysis. Project every snap, every matchup, and every edge before kickoff. Because the smartest plays start long before Sunday. Hit rates show how a player performs against their prop and against defenses built the same way. It's the data that gives you real confidence in every pick. Next, Key Insights translates PFF data into the story behind every matchup, giving you the why that powers your bets. From coverage schemes to defensive looks, it's the context that turns raw numbers into winning decisions. When you're ready to take action, filter through every prop on the market and focus on the opportunities that matter, by game, matchup, or value. Then, shop for the best available line in your area and tap your book of choice to place the bet instantly. Everyone's got takes, but now you've got truth. Bet with data, win with PFF.